Hello there, Lupine Fiasco back with another FaB gameplay video through Talishar.net. Today playing against Azalea. We are chosen to go first here. I have been thinking lately that's actually ideal for us because we have more opportunity to cycle our hand, find D-reacts, and set up a 5-card hand. I do think the high roll potential on Azalea's side of the board is very strong, that even if they don't do a dominated remorseless or red in the ledger, between lace with inertia and seek and destroy, they just have too much opportunity to keep defense reactions out of our arsenal, which for how fast these games go is the same as not drawing them. So Azalea choosing to put us first, I think, is good for us. I understand the inclination. This really is an aggro matchup. Making your aggro opponent go first is generally very good. So here, just pushing some damage, trying to get cards out of Azalea's hand. Our sideboard plan here, at least with this iteration of my deck, does not involve breaking points or command and conquers. Azalea can just go a bit. She doesn't rely as much on her arsenal, and especially for breaking points, between her ability to lock us down with red in the ledger and turn off Kodachis and just get blocks from us, we're a little less inclined to go wide. We see a reinforced line. We don't have an arsenal after last turn. I believe I could have sequenced all of that a bit better. Perhaps left a double strike in arsenal. It isn't the best card to have against Azalea. If we get red in the ledger, then it is a 1-card, 1-damage turn. But at least it would have been a 5-card hand. Here we have the reinforced line, just seeing what Azalea can throw at us. Bolt and shot for 6 is fine. We don't need to block this. We will effectively go to 25 after this Blood Rot Pox. But we get to send some damage back. Here we can already see that we're punished for not having a card in arsenal, as we can only go 5 links wide on this turn. We will get some cards out of Azalea, but it would have been nice to get 2 cards from her to stop the mask trigger, as opposed to just the 1 that we'll get if she doesn't block this Kodachi. Sending our Rabble here. Feeling Assault the Wound, not ideal. This is an easy 1-card block from Azalea if she chooses to take it. She gives us the draw, which is pretty incredible for us. We are going to be able to deal a lot of damage this turn. Presumably she's keeping something spicy over there. But as it is, we are sending a lot of damage her way. And getting a reinforced line in arsenal. So she can definitely go over the top of us between 6 armor, 4 from reinforce, and a potential 3 block in hand. That is 13 points of damage. Azalea can definitely send a dominated 14 plus power arrows. But we're really putting the onus on her to do that. Definitely pumping up a remorseless, playing a seek and destroy. See if she is going to dominate. She is not. So we need to play this reinforced line. Currently, our hand blocks for 11. Furnace brings it to 13. So even if we wanted to give our entire hand in armor to protect this reinforced line, we would not be able to. We could give Shuko. I'm a little less inclined to do that. We can look at how this hand plays out. With Frailty, our Kodachis do 0 damage. So we could do something. If we kept this entire hand, this is playable. We could send 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 11 damage back at Azalea. We'd be taking 5 in order to make that happen through the Remorseless. Any mask trigger would not be something we could arsenal. But we do need to block this. We want to get value from a reinforced line, regardless of however much damage we might take. So with that in mind, how do I want to block this? We would still like to trigger mask if we can. We'd like to threaten that. If we block with a red Lava Vein Loyalty, we can still send 1 Kodachi for 0, Kodachi for 0, Phoenix Flame for 2, 8 damage with the Lava Burst back at our Azalea, taking 3 damage to a total of 10. I don't particularly like that. I think what I would do here, watching this back, is block with Lava Burst and reinforce the line. Take 7, go to 18. Brand for 1, Lava Vein for 2, Lava Vein for 3. Effectively going to 15. That's sending 6 damage back at our opponent, triggering mask to potentially find another head jab. So, how we can block this? If we block with our entire hand, we should block 11, 15, 1 overkill, we get 14 points of value. Or we can block for 7, this is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, with a draw trigger at the end. We take more damage from the Remorseless. Remorseless gets in for 17 points of value, right? Deals 7, gets 7 from us, and deals 3, but we're still ahead on life over our Azalea, and we are threatening something. We're threatening a draw trigger, and we're happy to trade 3 damage for 1 point of life. So if I'm doing this now, with the Frailty in mind, and that we would like to block with a card from hand in order to utilize our reinforced line, I like block with Lava Burst, reinforce it, send 6 damage back at our opponent, and threaten a draw trigger. Here we're just doing the mental math, deciding how much we want to give the Azalea. I think there's also an argument for saying, let's block 3, 6, 8, 12, send 3 back. We take 3, they take 3. We are ahead on life, so this works out in our favor. You're going to see me block with my entire hand and reinforce the line. I believe that is the worst line. Believe that is the worst. I understand the inclination to do it. Let's preserve life, but we're losing all tempo against this Azalea. I would like to be able to present some damage back at her. I could see if we had a 4th 3 block and we could block with 12 from hand and 2 from Furnace, that we can protect the reinforce the line. I could see that line of play, but giving up our entire hand, especially overblocking by 1, I think is the worst thing we could have done. Either send 6 back, threaten a mask trigger, keep ourselves up on life, but force the Azalea to respond to us in some way, or just block 12, send 3, have each of us take 3 damage. Either one of those would have been better than what we did. This hand looking okay. It is a bit awkward with the snatch not having go again. We can rise from the ashes to blaze headlong for 7, Phoenix Flame for 1. Reinforce the Line, obviously a good card to see in this matchup, but it just doesn't really do much to help this hand. If it was a head jab, we could rise from the ashes, snatch for 4, Snapdragon, head jab for 6, blaze headlong, Phoenix Flame for 1, blaze headlong for 4. Here, with this Bolton shot being 4, we can decide if we want to block it at all. Playing around Rain Razors potentially. With Snatch, we have a good 1-card hand. I don't think blocking this Bolton is the correct play, so I agree with not blocking here. Though I could definitely see blocking with Blaze and Rise from the Ashes, Reinforce the Line, gets over the Bolton shot, and Azalea's turn ends, unless they have a non-arrow attack. Drill shot for 6, we will block with Furnace, which feels bad, but if we don't block, then it takes a battle 1 counter anyway. So here, even though we'll lose the Furnace, we do get 2 points of value from it rather than just 1. Azalea snapping the drill shot. Let's see what she can put together. Codex of Frailty is horrendous for us. Taking the drill shot, this will be 6. Let's take a look at what we have. We're going to have to discard something. We are anticipating snapping this snatch. What we can do is discard Reinforce the, Rise from the Ashes. Let's keep our Reinforce the Line. So we can do Snatch, Snap it, Blaze Headlong for 4, and some sort of finisher, something to finish up at the end, Arsenal this Reinforce. Let's take a look again at what is in our graveyard. Keeping in mind that we have a Frailty, Double Strike, would potentially do 1 point of damage with the Shuko trigger. We could take a Ravenous Rabble, which in theory hits for 3. Overall, we don't have very good options in here, considering that we're going to have to discard something from our hand. With the drill shot coming in for 6, we will block with the Furnace, take 5. I believe what I like doing here, oddly, is taking a Lava Burst, discarding Reinforce the Line, which feels very wrong. But on our turn, we can attack with Snatch, snap it, Blaze Headlong for 7, Phoenix Flame for 1, Lava Burst for 5, and maybe Azalea just gets us armor here, a card from hand, and a Tunic to block the Snatch, the Cross Wrap to block the Phoenix Flame. but then she's facing 12 points of damage. We will be at 10. That's something we could use to finish out the game. So I do like that line. Throwing away Reinforce feels bad, but we do get to pressure Azalea. We get to send a lot of damage her way and let her decide how to deal with that, which is not something we've been doing up until this point, which, as I said, I think is just wrong. She'll have a Ponder, so she'll have a 5-card hand to deal with this. But if she throws away the Cross Wrap to stop the Phoenix Flame or the Snatch, then she's a lot worse off. She cannot manipulate the top of her deck. Instead, we are going to still send a bit of damage her way. We can Snatch, Snap It, Blaze for 7, Ravenous for 3, Arsenal or Reinforce the line. Not the worst play we could make, but I do think threatening 4, 11, 12, 17 damage is better than what we're doing here. Azalea giving us the Tunic, we would have expected that, giving us a card from hand. Revealing a blue off of the Ravenous Rabble. This has been the story of my life lately. Also a reason why I don't like getting Ravenous Rabble back from the Codex. I think that was definitely our lowest value play. Azalea choosing to cross-wrap here. Yes, this Infecting Shot is definitely good. She would not have wanted to dominate Azalea. She put the card on bottom, so without a way to know that, we would have been in a good spot if Azalea had blocked with the cross-wrap. Sending Ravenous Rabble for 3. We're happy to take this damage. Because again, we need to make something happen. Sending Remorseless, and keeping in mind this entire turn happened because we gave Azalea the option to keep her cross-wrap. We are not appropriately pressuring Azalea in this game, which I'm realizing now is our big mistake. So how do we want to block this? We can block 5 here and just send Enlightened Strike for 7, keeping our Reinforce and trying to set something up. We can block with 5, keep Double Strike and Brand to threaten a max momentum draw. We can block with both our armor pieces and Warmongers in order to send 10 damage back at Azalea, but giving up our armor when we might need to block a dominated attack is scary. Here, if I am making this call now, the line may be to, I hate giving up this Reinforce, to say block with Brand, Reinforce it, Double Strike, E-Strike for 7. I think the line here is block with Double Strike and Enlightened Strike, play Brand, then play Warmongers. deny Azalea cross wrap and her hero power, and just make her play with whatever she has available. So if I'm making this call now, block with double strike, E-strike, brand, warmongers. Choosing this line lets us double strike, brand, warmongers. We threaten a mask trigger. Well, I hate this line, nor do I understand what we're doing. I think this is a very clear misplay from us, likely cracking under the pressure of being at an 11 life deficit. Made a lot of mistakes this game. A lot of poor blocking decisions, not adequately applying pressure, which just puts us in a position where none of these plays matter. Imagine if we had threatened, imagine if Azalea was at 3 here, 3 less life. Imagine if we had then sent, what was it, 9 or 10 more damage her way. She was not able to follow up with anything where we would have needed to reinforce the line. I think overall, we have vastly misplayed this game by not pressuring her when we were able to. This is a game when we haven't been hit by a red in the ledger. We've not been adequately disrupted. We should definitely be in a better position. Maybe not even necessarily a better position in on life totals. We might still be sub 5, but Azalea should be much lower than she is, which means that she cannot afford to keep the cards to put big dominated arrows together. We play the Warmongers, which buys us some time. Azalea does choose War here. Ravenous for 4. Choosing to snap block 4. Let's back up, because this is not something that I agree with. We are in a bad spot. We aren't able to just put armor in front of this and keep up our master momentum. This is a hand that is worth 6 links. This would be 5, 6, 9, 13 damage, which, because we've not been pressuring Azalea, is not enough to just put 2 pieces of armor in front, go to 1, and send back lethal. So yes, blocking 4 here does seem good. Brand Kodachi 4 to get cards out of Azalea's hand, but even so, not ideal. Blocking with Shuko, likely also a mistake. We can go to 2 and keep our armor available. Because we have not been pressuring Azalea, she still has cross wrap, which she can put in front of a Kodachi if she needs to. Or in front of this Blaze. We'll send a Kodachi, we'll send a Phoenix Flame, put our Azalea to 5, and then lose the game. Azalea gets to knock. Yeah, and we do not have it. The read, we'll let the Azalea actually kill us rather than concede. But just a poorly played game overall on our end. Yes, choosing to be defensive can be fine. We want to preserve life total so that a big dominated arrow doesn't just kill us. But we did have multiple opportunities to stay at life parity of decreasing life totals, which does put us in range of a big dominated arrow. But if that never happens, then Azalea falls into a spot where we can go wider and we can do more damage than she can. So she is forced to go on the defensive, which reduces her opportunities to put big dominated arrows together. It's really the takeaway from this game. I've said it multiple times and I'll say it once more. Pressure your Azalea. Really pressure your Rangers when you have the opportunity to, so that you deny them future opportunities to steal tempo. But that is another game. Hopefully you have all learned something. I know I have. I've not been saying this in any of my videos, but like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment if you have anything to say. Maybe you saw more misplays from me, and you really want me to know that I suck at this game. If you have any heroes in your local scene or online that you're really struggling with as a FaB player, let me know. Post in the comments that you want to see a video about Prism or more videos about Rhinar, or you're really having trouble with the Vinsets, the Viserais, the Briars of your local scene, and I can offer whatever advice I have, or seek them out on Talishar and go get vengeance while also providing my thoughts. But in any event, have a great day, and I will see you all later.